She likes me. Can you believe that? She freaking likes me. She told me that last night. She's like, I like you. Oh my gosh, look at her. She's so pretty. I'm freaking whipped. This is bad for my game. Gosh dang it, Kyle.
You know, I was saying yesterday, I didn't think Kyle was really going to put his game on the line for a showmance. But, you know, it's true what they say. The Mormon church might work hard in trying to get people away from premarital sex, but Grodner and production work harder to get their little showmances. The fact of the matter is, Kyle is just horny. And Kyle wants to fuck Alyssa. And vice versa. Alyssa's been horny for Kyle this whole time, despite having a boyfriend outside of the house. Kyle's been saying some not so great stuff about his game, that he doesn't care because he doesn't think he's going to win anyway, so just have fun with Alyssa. It's crazy how quick this all went downhill, honestly. Just 5 days ago on Friday, and even on Saturday, Kyle was still trying to, I guess, run away from Alyssa on many of occasions and showed some uncomfortableness because he didn't want to mess around in the house. And I've been talking about this for the past week too. So then to just a few days later be this changed by production's meddling, it's a lot. It's just a very night and day change at how fast it happened over a few days, because I guess Kyle is so horny. You know, some of this could be TMI, but I think it needs to be talked about because I feel like a lot of religions and just a lot of parents in general, and look, I'm kind of religious, a little bit, but these situations that repress sexuality in younger people doesn't help these people, because all of that sexual repression eventually has to come out some way. And you know, a lot of past players on this show have masturbated in the HOH bathroom because there's less cameras, and in the shower you're not going to be seen on feeds. So I just don't understand why Kyle just won't go masturbate up in the HOH room bathroom. If he is feeling this pent up and this horny, I don't understand it. That's why I feel like it has to be a Mormon thing. All those years of being Mormon for Kyle, I don't think he knows how to actually get out his sexual frustration right now. There is such thing as healthy masturbation. There just is. And I joked at the beginning here with Kyle seeming like a virgin, but it's just human nature. You're gonna get horny for someone you're around all of this time. And I've been in situations where if I'm away from a girlfriend or we don't see each other often, that all I can think about is wanting to fuck her, and it can eventually really fuck up your focus. And so what do? You need to get it out. I see people talking about post-nut clarity, and I don't know what this is like for women. I'm not a woman. But for men, there really is a such thing as post-nut clarity. You get that release, and you come back down to earth because you got it out. So I understand Kyle's attraction and what he's going through and the frustration. But just get it out, man. I don't foresee Kyle having sex with Alyssa in this house. I think that would be a lot of guilt on his conscience from everything that he's shown so far. But it's seeming more and more like he doesn't care if both of them go to jury early so they can have fun in jury. He certainly wants to get her to jury, though. And honestly, I kind of feel like that might be production's master plan here, because I really feel like production has been pushing hard for both Nicole and Daniel to be the next two to go. So if production can get Kyle to stop not wanting to go on the block and go up next to Daniel in order to protect Alyssa, that way both Alyssa and Kyle get to jury, then, production's working their thing like they usually do, and I see through the bullshit, honestly. But they were going to get their showmance, and Grunner, she knows how to put people in a cult of showmances, that's for sure. I just hope all of this can finally get Joseph the flowers he deserves. I've been saying from the beginning of the formation of the Leftovers that it was Joseph that pushed all this to happen in the first place. No, not the showmance. He's very anti the showmance. But Joseph got the ball rolling on the Leftovers. And Joseph is the most strategic of everyone in the Leftovers. Kyle's been the only other person to really show a knack for some kind of maneuvering and some kind of strategy. But now with Kyle on the down low, with all of his thoughts coming through his penis, he's now thinking with his smaller head. Joseph is now by far the most strategic person in that house. And everybody's been saying he's been overplaying, but he has to continue to play his own game, especially since he is the biggest thinker in this house. And last night showed why he is the best player in the house right now, because all it took was him to catch Kyle and Alyssa in the act after he's been telling Kyle don't go down that road for days now. Joseph sat and was thinking about it for quite a while, and eventually Kyle told Turner about this, and Turner and Kyle made a final two. Kyle now has a final two with both Turner and Michael, showing that Kyle might be the one that's actually not playing that well anymore, not Joseph. I will say the thing that Kyle has over Joseph, and some of the people won't like this, but it's fact, I'm white too, is that he's a white man, and he's been able to have an easier social game so far than some of the other people in this house, which has been pretty clear if you look at Taylor. But Kyle has more social connections. Kyle just has a good social game, though. Don't get me wrong. Kyle has a great social game. I still think probably the best social game in the house. So he has an easier way to maneuver his social game because he's a white male, but he also just has a good social game, which helps immensely as well. So I think as of right now, Kyle has more protection in the game than Joseph does. That is the one thing that Kyle has over Joseph. But Kyle does not have the strategy on Joseph's level, especially now if he's going to be lost in the sauce of romance land or showmance land. And Joseph already got to work talking to Taylor about how Alyssa's going to be a problem for the Alliance and they probably need to nip it in the bud sooner rather than later. And I'm glad he's told that to Taylor, because when Turner told Taylor about it, Turner also gave this information to Taylor, that I felt like they were just happy about it, because Turner and Taylor aren't showing a knack for strategy yet. I'll talk a little more about them soon. Hopefully I'll remember to do so. But Joseph was trying to get in Kyle's head about the possible showmance. Also trying to get into Kyle's head about what would his mother think. And we see the reaction from Kyle's mother online. She's not happy. She was not happy about that kiss and was freaking out. Didn't want to watch the feeds anymore because they might have sex. So Kyle's mom, not happy, definitely getting up there with Jed's mom, saying that in order for that couple to happen after the show, they're going to have to get through Kyle's parents. So Kyle's parents seem very hardcore, probably because they're past with religion as well. But also, Alyssa's just not a good person. Like, she has come into this house with a boyfriend, now cheating on that boyfriend. And she's racist. The biggest thing, the newest thing over the past 24 hours with these terrible people in the house has been talking shit about dreads and how dreads are dirty and how they're surprised Turner doesn't have dreads because dreads are dirty. When dreads is a black hairstyle, and I've never lived with the black male, but I've lived with black women, and let me tell you, black women are some of the cleanest people that you will ever meet. And they are also extremely clean about their hair. So, Alyssa and Nicole having these discussions about dreads for the past 24 hours. Just more of their gross nature. So, Kyle and Alyssa just need to go to Jury House so they can get what they want from each other. Because after the show, sounds like it's going to be drama for Kyle and Alyssa and Kyle's parents. And maybe even Alyssa's ex-boyfriend, although I doubt it. I think he said they were over. But I just love Joseph's gameplay. Joseph is on another level than everybody else so far. He is really a mastermind at getting in people's head and just being really good at trolling people, at kind of just working things from the shadows, planting seeds. Joseph's great at that shit. And that's why he's still my favorite player. He doesn't have the protection he needs. And if he's going to eventually play an aggressive game, he's going to need some kind of protection. But he's doing great. And I know I titled this Kyle's Game Dies, but I'm just being dramatic. I don't think this hurts Kyle yet. Especially since, production loves showmances. They'll try to protect the showmance for as long as they can. Certainly for the next few weeks, they're going to try and protect both Kyle and Alyssa. You can believe that. Although they did not protect Christian last year with another Alyssa. And I think since Kyle made that final 2 with Turner, Kyle has a lot to work with. And since I think Turner just kind of goes with the flow, it could be another key for Kyle to get further in this game. I don't think Michael has any intention of going to Final 4 with Kyle like Kyle seems to want to do with Kyle, Turner, Michael, Brittany.
You've got to break some eggs to make a real mayonnaise.
Both Michael and Brittany, I think, would eventually. If Kyle and Alyssa ended up on the block together after veto, there would be a heavy discussion about Kyle being the bigger target you need to get out. That's why Kyle is playing a dangerous game. And if this man, talking to the camera earlier today, he asked so many times, is this stupid? Is this dumb getting into a showmance with Alyssa? If you have to ask yourself that 20 fucking times in 20 minutes, yeah, it might be dumb. Might be dumb. Now let's get to Taylor and Turner. I do enjoy their relationship.
Wonder who's gonna do swap next.
If I'm still here.
True.
Mm-hmm.
They have gotten close on a personal level for sure. But for the love of God, and I've said this for many days now, it seems like, why are they not trying to get closer on a game level? Turner and Taylor are just too passive of players. They are way too passive. And I can't read Turner. I really can't.
Oh, you going to cook? No.
I don't know if he's this chill to actually go under the radar strategically, or if he is just really way too go with the flow and somebody can easily use Turner as a tool again in this game going forward. And that could be Kyle. Now, if Kyle's game eventually does falter socially because of Alyssa, I do feel like production's favorites other than Kyle are definitely Michael and Taylor. So Kyle hurting his social game only helps Michael and Taylor in this game, because I do feel like production likes them as well. And Michael eventually is going to start trying to make moves. He is always around taking in a lot of info. But do you know who the real wild card of the leftovers is becoming? And I can't believe it myself. It is actually Monty, because he started off very bad strategically. Very bad socially. Almost made himself one of the main targets. But now that he's been HOH, I really feel like he's setting himself up to have a very good dynamics within the alliance. I feel like he might need some work outside of the alliance, but then I think about that, and if he could keep Terrence around longer than Alyssa is around, and if he could use Jasmine for something in the future, Monty's game is starting to build up better and better. I do think he has finally found a footing on how to play the game. So the dynamics of the leftovers are going to get very interesting here sooner rather than later if Alyssa becomes a problem for the group, like it damn well could, because Turner is also close to Alyssa as well. That's another reason that I think the Kyle and Turner connection, and they both like Alyssa, could be dangerous in the future if Alyssa is around too long. And so Michael and Brittany and Taylor have their little trio, and Brittany and Taylor had an interesting conversation yesterday about how Brittany thinks they need to be the final two. And Brittany has some regrets about not stepping up and defending Taylor when the house was all coming against her. And Brittany has a very correct read that those two need to go to the end if they have any shot at getting a win. Like, they can probably only beat each other because half of the house doesn't respect them as people, it seems like, because half of the house is terrible. And they're not wrong. I do think that is the best bet for either Brittany or Taylor winning, is to somehow get to the end together. How they're going to do that, I don't know. Neither one is showing enough agency in the game yet, or enough strategy in the game yet. They both need to get a little aggressive soon if they're going to start making the moves for them to get to the end. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I will leave you all with Nicole humiliating herself again like she deserves.
Nothing like an hour and a half ago. That's a butt ton of oil.
It was.
Dude, covered my pan in a butt ton of it.
Did you?
Oh my god!
Frazier! Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!